I am in Alpharetta right now at my chiropractor's office. I am in dire need of getting adjusted. My neck has been hurting. My low back is a little rough after all the heavy deadlifts and everything that I've been doing, heavy squats. My chiropractor happens to be my dad. The wall of fame with all of the people that my dad has taken care of in his career. Over here, my dad was the chiropractor for Dancing with the Stars, as you can see up top, up there. For the Eagles.
And the Wiggles, that's my favorite
Chicago,
one.
Boston, and the Wiggles.
And it's really about performance care.
Okay.
I've been very, very blessed to have the opportunity to work with some pretty famous people and celebrities and high-end athletes. And it's really about performance care, but more importantly, it's about prevention.
Great.
It's so that they can optimize their bodies so that they can perform because they're entertainers.
Awesome.
And they want to be the best that they can be.
Good deal. So here what we're gonna do is shoulder mobility type exercises for people who have pain, people who have tightness, stiffness, and this goes for everyone, young, old, athletes, non-athletes, everyone. I'm gonna let Dr. Jeff Ho jump into it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the office. I want to start out by talking about shoulder mobility. If there's a problem with your shoulder, you definitely want to have a medical, chiropractic, health professional evaluate your shoulders because we don't want you to injure them first. I've got a 1-inch PVC pipe that you get at Home Depot. It's about $1 a foot. It's 5 feet tall. What you can start out with is you can take your hands, put it around the pipe. The wider you go, the easier it will be. You're gonna hold the pipe like it's a ring in your finger, like this, and you're gonna take it, put it over your head, and you're gonna make it stretch and go over your shoulders, back and forth. This is a very simple way of finding out if you have good shoulder mobility. If you do, that's great, fantastic. Then you wanna grip with 5 fingers, and that'll be a little bit harder to do.
Very nice.
And the closer you put it to your hands, the harder it is. Another way of using this pipe is just to take 2 hands and you can push back with your buttocks and lean back and stretch. But as you stretch, take a deep breath in and exhale. If you're getting ready to squat or do any heavy back or leg work, you can take the pole and put it on your back like you're doing a squat. What you want to do is have your feet a little wider than shoulder width. You can push your toes out, take a deep breath in, hold it, come down, come up, and exhale. I'll do it from the side. You're gonna push your butt back to get your butt out of the way, and you're gonna come straight down and stand. Another great way is to take the pole and to just turn back and forth, back and forth. You can also do it standing, back and forth. And you can also take the pole and rotate your shoulders back and forth to stretch, open up the shoulder blades, open up the shoulder joints, but more importantly, to put fresh blood in the area, and it's a great warm-up. Do it at least for 2 or 3 minutes. Thank you.
I do need to be in this office a lot more myself to be working on these mobility exercises, especially for what I do as a powerlifter, a future doctor of chiropractic. Okay, so now we're gonna go over some lower body mobility for low back pain or low back stiffness.
Hey everybody, this is a stability cushion. This stability cushion can be used in a number of different ways. Today, we're gonna use it specifically for mobilizing and for what we call wobbling. You sit on the cushion. As you look at the cushion, you're going to sit down and you're gonna be centered on the cushion, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from side to side, and what it does, it helps to stretch your lower back, your core, which is your abdominal muscles. You can start making gentle, small circles. I'm going counterclockwise. Then I'm gonna go clockwise. As we make bigger circles, if you notice, I'm turning and stretching my lower spine, but more importantly, what I'm doing is I'm lubricating the joints and the discs in my lower back. I'm going from side to side, and I can also make small motions. With my bottom, I'm going to make a triangle motion from points. I'm going to make a square box. I'm also going to do what's the infinity symbol, or what people call the NASCAR symbol, which is turning from side to side. Every time you do this, you want to explore new motions. You want to do it safely. You want to do it slowly. So as I'm talking to you, that's the right speed to go. And what this does is it helps to stretch the lower spine. You can go from side to side. You can reach with your arms and shoulders, and you can twist from side to side. It's excellent for warming up, for people who sit in front of a computer, people who drive a lot, but more importantly, for anybody who has had an episode or suffers from lower back pain or who wants to prevent lower back pain in the future.
If you do not have this at home, which I feel that most people probably don't, what would you say is a great alternative to use at home?
If you have a Swiss ball, which are one of those big mobility balls, you can sit on one of those. You can even just take a pillow or roll up a towel, and you can sit it down, and you can just start and initiate the motion and movements just to get started, but more importantly, just to get used to using different muscles in your stomach and in your back that you normally don't do. Then you can graduate, because it's a great tool and it's an excellent piece of equipment to have in your tool belt for healthcare. Awesome. This is a foam roller. I have been sharing this information with my patients here in Alpharetta, Georgia for the last 14 years, and maybe over the last 2 or 3 years, people have finally gotten used to hearing about foam rollers, okay? I'm gonna go to the ground right now. A foam roller, very simply put, is a way to break down muscle spasms, to break down all of the junk and all the metabolites and all of the scar tissue that is formed with training, with exercise, and with lack of mobility, okay? So what we're gonna do for the lower leg right now is we're just going to do what's called the quad, or the front of the thigh. I'm gonna do the left one first. I'm gonna start with my hip bone right over here. This is a bone called the ASIS, the anterior superior iliac spine. It's a little bump in the front of your hip. You wanna go just below that bump, and you wanna just go up and down and just assess where you feel the tight muscles. If it feels pretty good, you go to a different area. What I'm doing is I'm breaking it down. Upper third, middle third, lower third. There's the the interior, the middle, and the outside. I'm gonna do the inside, the middle, then the outside. I'm gonna turn my body in to get the inside, and I'm going to go up and down for about 3 or 4 seconds. If I feel what we call a hot spot, I'm gonna lean down, get on my elbows, and just try to let my muscles relax to alleviate that tight muscle. It may take 2, 3, 5, 7, 10 times. Okay, no pain, no gain. I'm gonna go to the middle. The middle one is easier for me. And then as you can see, I'm gonna rotate to the outside. This is also working the outer sweep of the thigh. And if we go all the way to the outside, this is called the IT band, which is a huge problem for everybody who sits in front of a computer or who drives a lot. 3 types of basic foam rollers. There's the white foam roller. The white foam roller is for about people who are under 125 pounds. This gray foam roller is for people about 160 pounds. I'm more than 160 pounds. This is for the big boys. And this has a higher density of foam. And really what it is for any muscle group, shoulders, chest, back, other than really the abs, because I really don't use the foam roller for my abs, but it's like an iron, and we're trying to iron out the wrinkles from a shirt or a piece of laundry that just came out of the dryer, okay? We're just trying to reorganize all the muscles, get everybody back in place, but also to break down all of the stress and all the injuries. Just because remember, when you're trying to build muscle, you're breaking down to build up. Most importantly, you don't want to roll over a knee joint, over a kneecap, over an elbow. You want to segment it to along the muscles. It's called an origin and an insertion. There's a beginning and an end, and you really don't want to cross over joints. Another thing that you can do is, if you just want to get started, you can use a tennis ball. A tennis ball is soft. You can use that to roll with just to get just the technique down first, okay? Secondly, there's a lacrosse ball. A lacrosse ball is hard. The CrossFitters are big into this. Put them together and tape them together. They call it a peanut, okay? And we can also create and make your own mobility. As a doctor of chiropractic, I think one of the most important things is communication, to make sure that that patient has an open forum to tell me how they're feeling, because it's really important to know what's going on. We have to give patients what they want, what they need, but I'm going to assess the spine today, right now, okay? Michael, go face down. This type of adjustment, what we're doing is we're gonna be checking Michael's spine. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the head, I'm checking the topographical areas, I'm checking, is the right side higher than the left? Is there any imbalances? From the buttock, is his pant line straight? And we're gonna look down at his feet, and we're gonna do what we call the traditional leg check. His right leg appears to be a bit short. I'm gonna bend the legs up. It crosses over, and then I'm going to just stretch his quads and have him take a deep breath. Check here on his sacroiliac spine, which is the pelvis, the two pelvic joints. And we found an issue right over here, side of his spine. Side posture adjustment.
Oui, hold on.
And here we go. Face down, Michael. It's what we call a high force, low amplitude corrective adjustment. Just gently pushes the bones back into place. The leg has lengthened and his feet are balanced. The whole purpose of this chiropractic adjustment is to improve structural stability, motion, function, balance, symmetry, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check Michael's spine. I'm gonna go right from the base of his skull, and I'm gonna gently feel. Now mind you, I've been adjusting him his whole life, so I really know most of the spots, but here's what we do as chiropractors. This is called palpation. We're gonna stretch his rib cage. We're gonna find out his muscle tone. There's a spot right over here on his spine. I'm gonna switch my hands, switch sides, excuse me. I'm gonna put my hand right over here. Michael, take a deep breath in. And breathe and relax, easy, blow. Here we go.
Nice.
One more time, give me a nice big breath in. Gently blow all the way out. Nice and easy. There we go. Now we're gonna check Michael's neck. I'm feeling for any muscle imbalances or any tight muscle bundles. I'll gently turn Michael's head, and I'm gonna adjust his neck. Turn the power on, as they say. So let's just check the right pec. Ooh, he's got some hot spots right over here along his pec major. His wrist is also out of alignment. For high performance athletes, for people in everyday walks of life, chiropractic is a natural form of healthcare which helps people to function better. The human body is self-healing, self-regulating, and self-metabolizing. All we do with a chiropractic adjustment is to assess the spine, find nerve interference, remove the interference, allowing the human body to heal itself, which it was born and made to do. Put this hand right over here, or just push back. Good. Nice and easy. I'm going to use a chiropractic instrument to reinforce hands-on, what we call osseous adjustments that we did in the past. Train the brain to hold all these bones in proper alignment.
Nice.
Power's on.
That
See you
felt
next time.
Awesome.